Hello everyone, thanks to the power of the internet, I get to talk with you. And this is actually the second time I'm recording this, because the first time I found out I had no audio. Oops. So thanks for the one commenter who pointed that out before, I really need to test my things before I record, or view over these things sometimes. Getting away from that though, I will get better, I swear. We have a Messiah deck. And honestly, because of Festival Collection, I have never been happier to be a Messiah fan. Like, all the other Stride decks could always do something, always had some sort of lethality, except Messiah, who was kind of just there, and kind of because Chronojet and the thing between Messiah. Going off of that, to actually have your strides, you need the Messiah ride line. Nothing new with that. Going to the main deck, I have two normal Messiahs, mainly because the Generation Break 2 needs it. I'm not a big fan of using that. You could probably cut this one down to one and throw in a fourth Makane. But it's really up to whether you want to see the stride more or get soul more. I just do it because I'm indifferent, and this is kind of the compromise I have. Obviously, we have 4 of Maristrogue, who is, hey, going to grade 3, get rid of draw. Hey, stride, get rid of draw. We're finally cutting down on the robot, and I'm so glad because it's just not that good. It's just kind of, a Resto Messiah Light. It retires itself to look at the top 3, and most of the time you will not see any unit you want off of this. So I just kind of use it for early game aggression and maybe get, Sacrifice Messiah set up. Obviously, we have all 4 Resto Messiah, and of course, Sacrifice Messiah. It's a Messiah deck. You need these things to function. This thing is a godsend. It is. When it's placed on rear from hand, you can choose any normal unit without Sentinel from drop and put it on the bottom of your deck. And then, Counterblast 1, look at the top 5. If you see an order, bring it to hand. It can't be a Regalia piece, so, sorry, Ladder and Sanctitude, you're out of the picture, but this just means bring a Dawn of Genesis to hand. Or, hey, any piece you need unit, you play it. As long as it's a grade equal to or less than your Vanguard. But just getting this on here, recycling something, so like Dawn of Genesis, maybe Alter Ego, Maristrogue, it's just so nice. So nice. Obviously, the staple Makane, who basically says Soul Charge 2, because his on place is Soul Charge. If you got a grade 3, throw him in Soul. You don't got a grade 3 to call. Now this thing is awesome. It is not only just an energy charger when placed if your Vanguard's grade is less or equal to your opponent, it's also a 10k booster. That's pretty nice, but its full potential comes from its drop ability, where if you discard something during your turn, so like for Stride, for instance, you get it back to hand by removing this and Energy Blasting 3. Well, that's just a free Maristrogue back, and Messiah back, or a Dawn of Genesis. Pretty good, if I say so myself. What up? Obviously, we have Bracing Ladder, because not only is it a soul to soul blast for, drawing from your Messiah, it also protects your stuff, which you really need because you need everything to stay where it is, or you kind of just lose your guard. So yeah, you might notice there's a lack of energy cyclers. You don't really need them because you do plenty of drawing, and yeah, you can Energy Blast 3 or Counter Blast, which you don't really need to worry about because Sacrifice is a continuous counter charger. It's just not needed just because you rather just see this thing, which I honestly understand why. Going to triggers, we have 3 fronts for shield value. And of course, 8 crit. really the only deck I would say it needs this effect crit trigger because it goes into soul. So if you're really low on soul, you need it to draw cards to get your pieces. So early game or mid game, if you've noticed you've run out, effect trigger. And of course 4 heals. So let's take a quick look. Normal play. Goodbye. 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 1, 2, 3, 4. Not too bad. Let's go first. You really don't want to in Messiah. You still can. It's not recommended, but it's going to happen eventually. So you're drawing. This is too easy. You're immediately going to get rid of that. You've already set it up. That was my strides. You know, you get your crest, so you immediately draw 1. That was a sacrifice Messiah, so this hand's already pretty good. Let's take a damage. Crit trigger. Yeah, they're not going to do much else than that. Draw. We're going to energy charge 3. So I think I'm immediately going to show my hand a little bit of getting rid of Racing Ladder Angel, but activating Sephri here. I discarded a card during my hand. It is for Ride. I'm not going to gain my energy 3. I'm going to remove him and choose 1 of the discarded cards and put it back to my hand. So you remove that, immediately go back into hand for my free Awakening. Yeah, I don't really need to do much else than just swing. Oh, critical, lovely. So they take 2. My turn. I'm going to take 3 unless I get a defensive. Nope. No. Oh, great, all my PGs. This one I will guard. Because, you know, I don't want so much damage considering I have to survive past my grade 3 turn if I want to stride. So let's get rid of you. Finally get the grade 3. We're going to show this off a little bit, so we are going to counterblast 1. Look at the top 5 cards. First, I'm actually going to put him to the bottom of the deck. Now look at top 5. We do have a Sacrifice Messiah in hand, so I'm going to play the Arrestor. Supported. We are going to Soul Charge 1. Hopefully it wasn't anything important. It was a crit trigger. That is obviously my life. We are going to Bracing Ladder Angel just to keep everything going to draw 1. Oh, double crit. I didn't need it anyway. And this does go to Soul. Messiah obviously gets +5. So I'm going to swing here, mainly because this will lock itself and give Messiah +5. I'm pretty sure. Now it's Generation Break 1, so because I run fronts, I'll actually swing 18. First check, second check, critical, so obviously crit to Van, because they probably no-guarded it. Doesn't matter which one I give the 10k to, so let's say they take that, but guard this, because it's obviously just 18, so they're sitting around 4-5. Our turn now, we gotta survive, so I'm going to say guard with triggers. I'll take 1, and I will PG ditching my Messiah. I'm down to 2 cards, actually. We're gonna take that back, because, you know, I took 1, so just for stride purposes, I didn't know if I was going to get a grade 3. So yeah, obviously we're going to stride generation. And I love Amnesty because you get 5k per thing you unlock, which normally is +15 because, you know, Arrestor, Sacrifice, Awakening. I wish it was kind of reversed, because this is Generation 2 for a front trigger and crit. You get to stand everything, you know, you get to stand units based up the number you've unlocked, but unlock is already at stand. So unless this is this field exactly in the very beginning of the game, you don't excels. It's just not worth it. Especially for Generation Break 2, nah. So obviously we go here. We gotta call you out. We soul charge 1. Hopefully it's nothing important. It is an arrestor, but hey, we can deal. Because eventually that's going to go to drop, so when we discard, it's from hand, never mind. So this is pretty good. So we're going to activate Makane to you go to soul, because we happen to have a sacrifice Messiah. Oh, sorry. Counter blast. Lock one of my opponents. This gets power plus 5 because of Messiah. So let's swing 23. Lock. I get another plus 5. Sadly, I'm not going to swing with my 18 over there, so I'm going to swing here. Counter blast. Oh, shit. Unlock. Obviously, this gets power plus 10 for this proccing. My front row gets also plus 5 because I activated the thing. Because I unlock 3 or more, this gets power 15. And triple drive. Front trigger, pretty good, especially here. So this is kind of like a lethal turn, depending on how much they have in hand and what they're playing. It's very rough, so that would be like 38, 48. You know, that gets locked, that gets locked after swinging. I can soul blast up to 4, which obviously I have enough, so we want to get the important thing. So 1, 2, I already activated that, so that doesn't really matter. So 3, 4, I draw 4, so the first one, crit, heal. I do like having another one of those, and obviously that. So the hand really refilled itself. If you notice, I went down from 4. Technically, I probably shouldn't, because PG with Messiah, meaning I didn't really have a grade 3 for stride, which can be sometimes an issue, but now I have plenty of guard, because 2 crits, meaning 30, 45 from the heal, 65. We obviously want to get rid of that, so it's another 5, so 70, 75, and I got a PG in hand, 2 of them actually because of Elementary. So I'm sitting pretty alright. And that's really how Messiah goes. I just really love this deck, and the fact Festival Collection has made it this lethal is a very nice reprieve. Thank you very much to Split Units, which obviously should have been always tied to Glitter, because this thing's just messed up so many ways. But even if we had just got Seraphert, just to repeat Mast Oak, because, you know, get rid of that, Energy Blast 3 is still the same as Energy Blasting 7 for just continuously wrapping that around. And you don't have to worry about, you know, stride cost. So, whew, a lot of words, you know, a lot of ramblings, very token me. If you've made it this far, thank you very much for watching.